Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about sort of all of the future banners that are coming to Global Dokkan and sort of dive into those banners individually and take a look at which banners specifically have the highest value for your Dragon Stones, so that you guys can make the smartest decisions in terms of allocating your stones to certain banners. Now there's a few unknowns here. First, beginning with the Dragon Ball Heroes banner, which is actually, I assume we'll be getting the details tonight. Tonight is August 11th. And I think the units are slated to come out on August 12th, but I believe that most often they end up releasing the celebration details the day before like the banner goes live. So I assume we'll be getting info on at least how many banners we'll be getting for this tonight. But as of now, I am not sure exactly what the makeup is going to be in terms of like the banners and like how they're set up, right? So we have this banner here, and this has what, 4 new units, and then it has 3 older units for Dragon Ball Heroes collaboration units. But I think in terms of this, so just piggybacking off of this, we have this coming up, right? The $300 million download celebration. So I think it might be a little bit tricky to say whether or not it's worth it to pull on this banner yet, because this is unknown pretty much. All we know is that it's coming. We just don't know how the banners are going to be set up yet. And then this is also coming, but this live stream is going to be on August 17th, right? And then this is coming out on August 12th, so there will definitely be overlap there. So what I recommend doing for now is to wait to summon on this banner until the live stream happens, right? And then if the live stream perhaps gives us some info on what might be coming up, you guys will then have sort of a better understanding of if you want to save stones, or if you want to go ahead and use, maybe some of your stones on this banner and then some of your stones on this banner. But I think it's pretty safe to assume that most people are going to be using up 100% of their stones, just at least across this banner and this banner combined. Obviously, we don't know what's coming for this banner, but I assume that like the banners are going to be insane. They usually are for download celebrations, and they have been in the past. But I don't know. I think it's pretty safe to assume that at the end of this banner and this banner, most people will end up like using all of their stones. So then we sort of get back into things here. The quote-unquote normal timeline for JP Dokkan. A little bit out of order from when Global released stuff, because just the schedules were different, and whatever Global got like hit at a different time, they got the LR Gohan and Goten at a different time. But so yeah, let's start with Kale and Khalifa's banner. So you guys know how good Kale and Khalifa is LR, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say that it's pretty much never worth it to summon on a Legendary Summon banner, especially for those of you who do not spend a lot of money on the game or just are free to play. Definitely do not recommend summoning on this banner at all. I mean, obviously there are some good units on here. Obviously Kale and Khalifa themselves are dumb, like probably the best unit in the game. I would say they are the best unit in the game. We have this Kale, who's very good, Khalifa, very good. So these 3 are exceptional. I would say they're in a separate tier apart from the other units on here. But Ribrianne is very good. She just got, she is going to get an awakening on JP Dokkan on August 13th, so 2 days from now. She is like the Peppy Gals category leader for that team, and she is probably one of the best Peppy Gals units in the game. I'd say top 3 Peppy Gals units, probably. Kefla, still very good, but I would imagine most people have her. Bra, very good support. Chi-Chi, she also is going to be getting an awakening, and she's a monster on this team. So this top row is all pretty good, but then we start getting into the bottom row. I mean, yeah, she's good, and then none of these guys are really bad except for this hit, but I mean, they're just old, and I feel like most people who've been playing this game for any amount of time are going to have these units with at least a few dupes in them already. But I don't know, I feel like just because of the pull of the main unit on this banner, I feel like a lot of people are going to be summoning on this banner, but just coming from me, I would recommend against it. That's just from a pure value perspective. Every time a legendary banner comes out, it's always there to drain your stones from what's coming in the future. Now, obviously, if you pull this banner and get lucky and pull the main unit, that's like a huge win, but the odds are extremely low. I mean, 12 featured units, 5%, so you do the math. Not a very high percent chance to pull that. So do not recommend pulling on that. And then if we move forward, we actually get into the Trunks and Zamasu banners, but I don't think Global will be following that same path. Because we just got the 4-year anniversary Double Dokkan Fest, and the double, they called it like what, the top Legendary Summon banner, with both the LRs featured. And now we're getting the 300 million downloads banner, which is more likely than not going to be another Dual Dokkan Fest, and then possibly another LR banner in part 2 of the celebration. So I don't think they're going to go ahead and shove in another Dual Dokkan Fest so quickly. I would probably put my money on these banners appearing in the thank you celebration this year, which is the celebration last year that came with the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then it came with like that thank you banner with like both LR Vegeta and Gogeta came back for the first time. So I think during around that time, it's around like Thanksgiving time, so like November like 20th or so, like somewhere around there. I expect that celebration to come out, and that's when I believe these guys will come out. So let's just take a look at these banners now, because I think this is another like gigantic value banner that a lot of people are probably saving their stones for as we speak. But let's take a look at the Trunks banner. Trunks himself is absolutely ridiculous. Blue Gogeta, absolutely ridiculous. Future Gohan, he's okay. He's good, and I'd say he's just a solid unit. Like, he's not bad at all, but he's not a standout unit. He's just a good filler for like a team that needs like that 6th spot that I don't know, they're sort of lacking in units they can put there. But I think he's a solid unit. I think people underestimate him. Then we have Blue Vegeta. He's been on a lot of banners, but he is very good. But at this point, I feel like a lot of people at least have at least one copy of him with maybe a dupe or 2 in it. Then, I mean, the same kind of goes for the Blue Vegeta as well. But if you don't have like pretty much any of these guys, this banner's nuts. This guy pretty terrible. And then Vegito Blue he's really good, but I mean, he will be really good when he gets his EZA. But right now he's still good. But when so a lot of these banners, there are these like older units that aren't good now, but just wait until they get their EZAs and they're going to be very, very good. So even if you pull one of these guys, I still consider it to be, I guess, sort of an investment for now, because right now they're not going to be that good, but you know, in a year they'll be very, very good. So those guys are there. And we have this banner, which I actually think is better than the Trunks banner. So Zamasu himself, very good. Broly, amazing. This Goku Black is actually really good, especially if you're considering a team for the Legendary Goku event. This guy is almost a necessity for certain teams. I think it's pretty easy to get his transformation on there. He does provide ki. He infinitely greatly stacks his defense. This guy was pretty much made for that event. Then we have Turles, which personally I'm very excited for, because I was only able to pull 1 copy of Turles on the LR Vegeta banner after spending like 5,000 stones on that banner. So a pretty big tragedy for me, but I'm looking forward to this banner just because Turles, and then I also only have 1 copy of this guy, and then obviously Zamasu as well. Strength Rose, amazing, probably one of the best STR units in the entire game. And then this Rose is actually still pretty good, but I mean, again, the same thing goes for this banner as it went for this banner, right? You have these two at the end who are sort of older units, but give them a year and they will be amazing again. So I think these 2 banners together definitely, out of what we know right now, have the best value for your stone. So if you guys are saving up and you're only interested in something that is most likely going to give you the best return, then I would definitely recommend saving up for these guys. But again, this is a question mark, so keep that in mind. So let's go back to this for a second. So we're going up here. We have this banner we already got. Then we come to the Goku, Namek Goku Dokkan Fest, which is not as bad of a banner as people are saying. I actually think it's pretty good. We have the new Frieza, who's very good. Like, I think people are seriously underrating this guy. For Super Battle Road especially, he's very, very good. This Goku is, I think he's one of the best Dokkan Fest TURs in the game, because he's extremely good offensively as well as defensively. And he also has an insane team. His links are very good. His transformation conditions are not the worst, but they're not the best. But I definitely think he's a nuts card. This guy, he's I wouldn't say he's the best, but he's solid. He's pretty good defensively as well as offensively. So he's I'd say he's a middle of the road unit, but he's definitely not bad. Frieza is very good. Angel Golden Frieza still very good, but the only thing with Angel Golden Frieza is I feel like he's been on a lot of banners, so this might take away from the value a little bit. This Golden Frieza is insane with his EZA. I mean, I assume that this Golden Frieza will EZA probably when this banner releases, or maybe a little bit earlier than that. And then this Goku is pretty much the only one where I could say he's not the best to pull on this banner. I mean, out of all these units, he's easily the worst unit here. But again, EZA, so just keep that in mind. So this banner is pretty good. But if I had to say, considering what's coming up after him, I mean, you have this banner, which we'll talk about in a second. But again, I don't recommend summoning on legendary banners. So I mean, you have. So where is he? He's right here. So he's obviously who you want to pull on this banner, because like this guy's bad. He's okay. I mean, he has his own specific role, which is like being a tank. This guy's not great. This guy's okay. This guy's okay. This guy's pretty good. This guy's pretty good. He's alright. This guy's very good, and then this guy's pretty good. So no one that's really like standing like a standout. I mean, this guy's very good on the Wicked Bloodline team. So. But no one who's really like a standout type of unit on this banner except for this guy. So definitely, highly recommend skipping this banner. I think if there's any banner that you end up skipping, I would say make it this banner. It pains me to say this because obviously Frieza, but I don't think there's much value here. And then let's go back, and then we're getting this. We already had this on Global. We already had this on Global. Scrolling up here, and then we finally get to the Piccolo Dokkan Fest, but I don't think this is going to be coming for quite some time. If you take a look at the banner itself, it's actually really good. So the new Piccolo, he is like... So the only downside to Piccolo is that he is very limited when it comes to his categories, right? He's on the Namekian category, he's also on the Worthy Opponent category. But that's it, like, and that's what he leads as well. So I feel like if you are someone who is targeting specific categories, maybe, and you don't have that, you're maybe free to play, you don't spend that much on the game. I feel like in terms of like strengthening specific categories, he may not be the best choice for you. But then the reason why I believe they put like this Vegeta on here and this Vegeta on here is A, they're on the Worthy Opponent category, and then B, they also are part of a lot of different categories. So that it entices people to summon on this banner, even if they don't really like the categories that this Piccolo has, right? And then there's also the new Nail, who's dumb with this. In combination with Piccolo, I think this is probably a top 3 partnership in the game. Obviously on their respective team, but this Vegeta's amazing. Metal Cooler. We have Blue Vegeta, Turles, and then this guy. I mean, there's not a single bad unit on this banner. So if you end up pulling on this banner and you get a featured unit animation, you already know that you pulled like an amazing unit. The worst unit probably, I don't know, it's hard to say because this Vegeta is insane, like with his EZA, especially on Super Battle Road. Like every single time I take a team into Super Battle Road, if I can use this guy, I use him. So I don't know who's honestly the worst on this banner. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's not really anyone at all bad on here, so I feel like if you were going to skip banners, definitely skip this, and then definitely skip this. But I think this you should summon on this banner because this is nuts. And then I would also say definitely summon on this banner because this is even better than this is probably, because on this banner, I forgot to mention this earlier, but you guys know, like it says right here, you get 3 multi-summons, get 1 free. So that's, you can never really go wrong with that. And then it's also possible that on Global we end up getting the tickets, because we did get those tickets for the anniversary. So, you know, where you do like a multi-summon and you get maybe like 3 tickets per multi-summon. So the value here is by far the highest, right? The Trunks and Zamasu banner. But like I said earlier, we don't know what's happening here. So there could be something wild coming. That's why I assumed that, you know, with these two together, I assume that everything post this $300 million celebration on global, I assume that most people are going to be having 0 stones. So that's going to probably pretty much be it. So let's delete this. Let's delete this. And then let's delete this. And just to be clear, I am going ham on pretty much every banner, even the Goku. So the Goku and Frieza banner on the Namek. That's probably the banner I'm most. Those two banners are probably the ones that I'm most hyped for, even though they're technically the worst value. But you know, it all depends on taste. So just to end things off, I definitely recommend summoning on whatever banner you feel like you like the most. So like for me, I really like the Namek Saga, so I'm gonna go ham for Goku, and I'm gonna go ham for the full power Frieza because he's my favorite character. So in the end, it all comes down to who you like, and not necessarily, you know, it doesn't always necessarily come down to, you know, which banner has the most value. But I think just from an objective standpoint, this is the stance that I would take. So do this, do the 300 million downloads, whatever comes. I'm sure it's going to be nuts. And then I would probably then save until, you know, these two banners release after that. And then it's possible that, you know, this is kind of a question mark because we could end up getting this here, actually. So we might get 300 million, and then we might get the Goku Dokkan Fest, and then the full power Frieza, and then go into this, and then get these two. So in that situation, it's pretty tough to say. I would just say use your judgment at that point. But personally, I would say skip. If it came down to it, I would say skip this banner in favor of these two, just because of the 3+1 plus the possibility of getting tickets is just too much value to pass up and not have the maximum amount of stone that you could have for. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys are most excited for on global. I assume most people are going to be saying 300 million downloads, even though we have no idea what it's going to be yet, just from the fact that it's just pure hype right now. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.